So this video is long overdue. This is something that I've been wanting to talk about for the better part of a week now, and that is the ever-growing prices of the video game market. Xbox recently announced that they're going to be upping the price of all their hardware, and starting this holiday season, their games are going to be going to $80 a game. Now, we just had Mario Kart Worlds announce, hey, we're going to be $80, and that kind of opened the floodgates to everything that we're seeing now coming from Xbox. And the video game market that we know it has rapidly changed in the past year or two, and I just want to kind of give my thoughts on it. So, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is something I've been wanting to talk about for a while now, but I've been kind of under the weather, kind of sick, so I kind of haven't been really doing a lot of content. But this is something I really want to talk about because this affects me as a gamer. I've been a massive gamer for 35 years. I've been playing games since I was 5 years old. Massive fan of gaming, and everything I see that's going on in the world of gaming right now, it really kind of bothers me. It makes me sad. Now, for anyone, before they start like leaving comments in the comment box below, I'm gonna show you, like, I play everything, right? I don't care if it's PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo Switch. I literally play everything. So when I'm talking about this, I'm talking about it with experience. I am someone who has bought every game console going all the way back to the original Nintendo Entertainment System in the 80s. I have played every console, every mainstream console. I'm not talking like 3DO or Philips CDI, but I'm talking about like your PlayStations, your Segas, your Nintendos, your Xboxes, those sort of things. I've been in the gaming world for a very long time. And the way gaming has been going, especially this generation, I haven't been a big fan of it. One, the biggest problem I've seen going on with this generation is the lack of content. It's like I bought a PlayStation 5 with the hopes of getting games that I absolutely loved, and we just haven't gotten that. It just seems like every time I turn around, boom, another Last of Us game. We're remastering it again, guys. We're remaking it. We're remastering it. Horizon remastered. Days Gone remastered. You know, like, where's all the games that I wanted? You know, I bought a PlayStation in hopes of these games that I want to play coming to this console, and we just haven't got it. You know, that's just the truth of the matter. Gone are the days of Killzone and Jak and Daxter and Resistance and PlayStation taking chances with different IPs. Those days are long gone. We're never going to see those days again. Now we just get remasters at the remasters, and every once in a while, Sony will go out there and money hat a game and make sure it's not multi-platform like they did with Stellar Blade, and they do it all the time. Every time there's a game that has some kind of potential, they try to strike a deal, keep it off the Xbox market, keep it off PC for a while, and people look at it and like, oh, PlayStation is killing it. No, they're just buying their exclusives, and Xbox is doing better now, but you know, their generation, the first 3 to 4 years, they had nothing. I mean, I think they're awesome now, right? They're releasing good stuff now, but then they step on a rake and say, hey guys, guess what? That console that we're not selling, that Xbox Series S and Series X that we cannot sell. Like, any store you go into, there's tons of them because people aren't buying. People are buying PlayStations. They're buying PlayStations, ladies and gentlemen. They're not buying Xboxes. They're buying PlayStations. That console that we cannot sell, got a great idea how we can sell them. Let's increase the price by $100. The Xbox Series X 2 terabyte edition costs more than a PlayStation 5 Pro. Do you know how insane that is? Like, I'm not even a big fan of the PlayStation 5 Pro. I thought the PlayStation 5 Pro was really kind of a ripoff to a lot of the consumers. I was very vocal about PlayStation 5 Pro being a complete ripoff. Like, oh, you're paying $700 for a digital version of this console. If you want all the bells and whistles, then it's going to cost you $800 plus tax. And you're getting like a game that is slightly sharper in visuals. Like, ooh. So I thought the PS5 Pro was a ripoff. And then for Microsoft to say, hold my beer, here's a 2 terabyte Xbox Series X with no upscaling like the PlayStation 5 Pro. And and it's more than the PS5 Pro. Like, what? Like, where did you like? Imagine the audacity to think that you can come out and charge more than a PS5 Pro for your baseline Xbox Series X that just has an extra terabyte of storage. Like, what? What? I can't believe this is a thing. And then Nintendo, they're not squeaky clean out of this either. They come out here with Mario Kart World trying to charge $80 and the Nintendo Switch 2 because they know the Nintendo Switch, this thing right here, ladies and gentlemen, I do have one. I always said like the Nintendo Switch was my favorite console of last and current generation. Like I love this thing, even though it doesn't pack a lot of punch when it comes to like frame rate and resolution. It has some of the best games ever, you know? And like I love the Nintendo Switch, but then what did Nintendo do? They got cocky, like, oh yeah, we have the best selling console. Hey, guess what? Let's charge $450 for this Switch 2. And oh yeah, our games, Mario Kart World, it's $80. Like, what? How do I like explain to me why I live in a world where Mario Kart World is $80? You know, and when it comes to like the tariff situation, like the elephant in the room, the tariff situation everybody wants to throw out, I can understand tariffs being a reason why hardware prices are going up. Like, okay, Xbox, yeah, they're not selling any consoles, but tariffs are involved. So we got to increase the price of our consoles. The Switch is increasing the prices of the Switch 2 console. PlayStation will be right around the corner. They're going to end up like, yeah, PlayStation, you know, the prices, but the software has nothing to do with tariffs. These games are 95% digital. 95% of the video game consumer buy games digitally. You do not put tariffs on digital games. This is Nintendo just being greedy and seeing what they can get away with. And judging by the pre-order sales, they got away with it. Everybody who came on YouTube, all these top guys that you follow on YouTube, name any of them. Throw a dart. Name any of those top YouTubers that you follow, like I follow on YouTube. All of them said, oh man, these prices are too much, these prices, and they all pre-ordered the consoles. Some of them pre-ordered 2 of the consoles. So why are they complaining about it and reporting the prices are too high when they turn around and just give Nintendo their money anyway? Me, personally, nah, not this guy. I did not pre-order a Switch 2. I'm perfectly fine with what I got. And really, the state of gaming has just really gotten insane. We have Mario Kart World charging $80. Their expansion games like Breath of the Wild is $80. Tears of the Kingdom is $70. Or vice versa. One of those are 70, one of them are 80. The new Donkey Kong game is $70. Like, where do they get, like, these games are worth it? First of all, I'm going to say this right now. There is no video game in the world worth $80. I don't want to hear anybody say, oh, it's about how much time you spend in the game, how many hours of entertainment. There's nothing that costs, no video game should cost almost $100 for a base game, right? It's not like you're buying a collector's edition where you're getting like a cool Master Chief's helmet or something like that. No, this is a base Mario Kart game. There's no way that this game is worth $80. No game is worth $80. Okay, so then Microsoft comes in, like, hold my beer. I'm gonna raise our games up to $80. Clair Obscur Expedition 33, phenomenal game. Guess what? It's $50, guys. $50. So everything that we've seen from South of Midnight being a budget title, awesome game. Clair Obscur Expedition 33, which I'm midway through Act 2, loving the game. It's a budget game. I don't understand where these games, and Sony's not squeaky clean of this. Everybody's like, oh yeah, Sony, they're great. No, Sony was the first company to raise their games to $70. So we went from 60 to 70. They're just releasing a bunch of remasters. Then they come out and charge $700 to $800 for a slightly upscaled PS5 and call it the PS5 Pro, which was a massive ripoff. And then like, so they put, like, they're not squeaky clean. You know, some like people like, okay, well, Sony set the market. They set the market. So the next gen consoles are going to cost at the very minimum $700. So Sony already set the market for the next gen consoles. Then you have Mario Kart saying, hey, we're going to reset the market for $80 games. And we're looking at this, and I don't know about you guys, I work hard for my money. I work really hard for my money. You know, yeah, I have all this stuff and whatnot, but this was like, for the most part, all, you know, I would never say it was consumer friendly, but it was more accessible to get into this hobby. This is a hobby. This is a hobby. Gaming is a hobby. Gaming is something I do to relieve stress, not get stressed out about. Like, oh man, like, I used to buy like tons of games, like 10, 15 games a year. I haven't bought a new release game in about a year and a half. The last new full price release game I bought was Final Fantasy Rebirth. Everything else, I'm like, hey, I'm either going to get it on Game Pass or I'm just going to wait for a Steam sale. And that's really how I converted over to like PC gaming. I went from this little guy, the Switch, to the Steam Deck, and I discovered this whole world of PC gaming where we have these massive Steam sales where I could pick up these games for $10 to $15, $20. And, luckily for me, before everything got out of hand, I upgraded my PC. So I have like a top of the line PC. I don't have a 50 series card, but I did buy a 40 series before it became the 50 series. So I have a 4070 Ti Super, and I have like the most current motherboard and Intel processor and all that. And this thing is a beast. It's going to last me a long time, longer than the PS5 Pro and the Xbox Series, whatever, So I'm perfectly content with what I have right now. And PC is really the kind of route I've been going. I've been playing just Game Pass games when like there's a new game coming out. Because right now, let's be real, as much as I crap on Xbox for being anti-consumer, raising the prices of their consoles and going with $80 games, Game Pass is still a really good deal. And they're really the only company putting out really good games right now. Whether it be South of Midnight, Oblivion Remake, Doom, Dark Ages, Avowed, Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. Like, they're putting out so many games now. Putting way more games than PlayStation is. And, the good thing is they're on Game Pass. So, hey, I know Game Pass is probably going to go up in price as well. But right now, I'm able to get Game Pass. I'm playing on PC. If I want to play on that couch back there, I just hook up the HDMI cable to my TV and I play it on the couch, which I'm going to do in a little bit. I'm going to go play Expedition 33. But right now, the state of gaming isn't really good. It's not good at all. It's a hobby that I've done for better part of almost 40 years. And now it's getting to a point where it's not financially smart to continue with this hobby. And that's the sad thing, because I did this as a stress reliever, not to put more stress on myself. And the prices of the games are just going to start really taking people out of playing games. The idea is to make games more accessible for people to come in the gaming market. But now what they're really doing is pushing people away. And again, there's a lot of people out here defending this stuff. Like, oh, but Trump put tariffs on it. Okay, that explains the hardware situation. Why is games going up to $80? Digital games have no tariffs. And then you have other people out there going, well, games in the 90s were like 80, 90, sometimes $100. Yeah, you know what? Those were physical cartridges that were expensive to manufacture. And a lot of those cartridges had special chips in it. And you know what else? The price of living back in the 90s wasn't expensive. Right? You can get like a thing of eggs for like $1. Like gas was like $1.50 a gallon. Like the price of living back in the 80s and 90s was nowhere near the price of living now. Like it's really expensive. Like eggs are like $12, $15. Some stores has limits to how many eggs you can buy. So the price of gaming is going up, but the cost of living is up now too. So it just financially doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It doesn't. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And like I said, it makes me sad as someone who has been gaming for a very long time. And it just makes it to a point where like you look at this hobby and go, maybe it's time to move on. Maybe it's time to move on. But anyway, guys, I gotta go. Gotta go take some more medicine. I feel the coughing coming back up. But that's just my thoughts on it. What do you guys think about the prices of all these games going up? Have you thought of a different way to kind of continue with the hobby? Me is converting over to like PC gaming with the Steam Deck or my PC. I get the Switch experience with the Steam Deck, and then I get the home console experience with the PC. Anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you. Hit you up next time. As always, I am Robert Storms, and thank you guys so much for watching.